Title: The Mirror of Perception. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled amidst rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a man named Alistair. Alistair was a man of wisdom, with a twinkle in his eye that spoke of a lifetime filled with experiences and lessons learned. At the age of 60, he had come to understand a fundamental truth: the only opinion that truly mattered was the one he held of himself. Alistair had not always been so wise, however. In his younger days, he had been consumed by a relentless need for validation from others. He would constantly seek approval, molding himself to fit the expectations of those around him. But as the years passed, he began to realize the futility of this pursuit. He understood that true happiness could only be found by embracing his authentic self, regardless of the opinions of others. One day, as Alistair was taking his daily stroll through the village, he came across a young man named Thomas. Thomas was in his late 20s, with a troubled expression etched upon his face. Sensing the weight of the world upon the young man's shoulders, Alistair approached him with a gentle smile. "Good day, young sir," Alistair greeted warmly. "What troubles you on this fine day?" Thomas looked up, surprised by the kindness in Alistair's eyes. I don't know what to do," he confessed. "I feel like I'm constantly being judged by others, and it's tearing me apart. I just want to be myself, but I'm afraid of what people will think." Alistair nodded knowingly, his heart going out to the troubled young man. "Ah, the burden of perception," he mused. "But tell me, Thomas, who is it that truly holds the power over your happiness? Is it those who pass judgment upon you, or is it the reflection you see staring back at you in the mirror?" Thomas furrowed his brow, pondering Alistair's words. "I suppose it's me," he admitted quietly. "I am the one who allows others' opinions to dictate my sense of self-worth." "Indeed," Alistair affirmed gently. "But fear not, for the path to liberation lies within you. It is not the acceptance of others that will set you free, but rather the acceptance of yourself. Embrace your uniqueness, Thomas, for it is what makes you truly magnificent." With a newfound sense of clarity, Thomas thanked Alistair and continued on his way, his heart feeling lighter than it had in years. And as he journeyed through the village, he began to notice the beauty in the world around him with fresh eyes. The chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves in the wind, it was as if a veil had been lifted, revealing the splendor that had always been there, waiting to be discovered. Meanwhile, Alistair continued his own journey, imparting words of wisdom to all who crossed his path. He shared stories of his own struggles and triumphs, inspiring others to embrace their authenticity and live their lives with courage and conviction. And so, the village was filled with the echoes of Alistair's teachings, spreading like wildfire and igniting a spark of self-discovery in the hearts of all who heard them. For in the end, it was not the opinions of others that mattered, but the unwavering belief in oneself. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow upon the village, Alistair stood atop a hill overlooking the tranquil landscape. With a contented smile, he whispered to the wind, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." May we all walk the path of self-acceptance with grace and humility, knowing that the greatest adventure lies within. As twilight descended upon the village, Alistair's words lingered in the air like a gentle breeze, touching the hearts of those who heard them. Among the villagers was a middle-aged woman named Lydia, who had spent much of her life stifling her true passions and desires out of fear of judgment. Lydia had always dreamed of pursuing her love for painting, but she had been too afraid to share her art with the world. Instead, she had hidden her talent away, allowing the opinions of others to hold her back. But as she listened to Alistair's words echoing through the village square, something stirred within her. It was as if a dormant flame had been reignited, filling her with a newfound sense of purpose and determination. Determined to break free from the chains of self-doubt, Lydia gathered her courage and set up an easel in the village square. With trembling hands, she began to paint, pouring her heart and soul onto the canvas before her. At first, Lydia's strokes were hesitant and uncertain, but as she lost herself in the act of creation, something magical happened. With each brushstroke, she felt a weight lifting from her shoulders, until she was soaring freely, unbound by the expectations of others. As the villagers passed by, they paused to admire Lydia's work, marveling at the beauty and depth of her paintings. And with each compliment she received, Lydia's confidence grew, until she stood tall and proud, embracing her true identity as an artist. Word of Lydia's talent spread quickly throughout the village, drawing people from far and wide to witness the beauty of her creations. And as her paintings adorned the walls of homes and galleries, Lydia realized that she had finally found her place in the world. Meanwhile, Alistair continued to wander the village, his words of wisdom serving as a guiding light for all who sought solace and understanding. And though he may have been a humble old man, his impact on the lives of those around him was immeasurable. For in a world where the opinions of others often weigh heavy on the soul, Alistair's teachings served as a reminder that true happiness could only be found by looking inward. And as the villagers embraced their authenticity and pursued their passions without fear, they discovered a newfound sense of joy and fulfillment that would stay with them for the rest of their days. And so, as the stars twinkled overhead and the village slept peacefully beneath the moonlit sky, Alistair smiled contentedly, knowing that he had played a small but meaningful role in helping others find their way on the journey of self-discovery. And as he closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep, he whispered a silent prayer of gratitude to the universe, knowing that he had fulfilled his purpose in this life.